Well, this is game-changing. I don't know about you, but I have wondered for much of my life, why can humans not make vitamin C? Yes, most other mammals can make vitamin C. There's some exceptions, like guinea pigs and most other primates. Lemurs, for some reason, don't get scurvy. By the way, I had a student call in sick with scurvy one time. It was not my most professional, but I did ask him, how? How does this happen? When are you coming back to class? But how? I asked him if he at least occasionally eats burgers. He said yes. I said toss a tomato on there at least once a week and you won't get scurvy again. You still have to take the exam though. You see, vitamin C is responsible for keeping your skin together, particularly when it comes to scar tissue and collagen. Scars are not a passive process. They have to be actively maintained. So if you do not get enough vitamin C, your scars will fall apart. Blood will come from various places. Your teeth will fall out. This was a huge problem for early explorers, especially in sea travel. By the way, penguins saved people in Antarctica because penguins can make vitamin C, and if you eat them without cooking them, you will save yourself from scurvy. Now, there are 4 major theories on why we lost the capacity to make vitamin C. One of them is that we just ate a lot of fruit. Humans are frugivores, so fruit is a major portion of our diet, so we just didn't need it, so we yeeted it. That is, by the way, very much bacteriology logic. I studied bacteria. If they don't need a gene, if it's not actively in use, why maintain it? Just get rid of it. Now, there are other theories, not all of them plausible. One of them is that we lost the capacity to make vitamin C because during times of famine, it was just too costly to maintain. No, it's not really that costly to make vitamin C, and if we know anything about famine, yeah, scurvy is something you don't want to get. They've also found that the production of vitamin C in animals' bodies does create more reactive oxygen species, which might mean that, yeah, it can cause damage. Why don't we get it from oranges? However, the very plausible theory that now has been tested is that it protects us from parasites. Yep, certain parasitic worms that infect mammals actually need to get vitamin C from their host. Kinda similar to when you hear that something like a tapeworm can take B vitamins out of your body. It's the same general idea. The researchers actually decided to make mice that either can or cannot produce vitamin C and see how well these flukes were able to infect them. The worms were at a disadvantage when they were in mice that could not produce vitamin C. However, if they were supplemented with lots of vitamin C, they got a little boost, but nowhere near as well as the animals that can actually make it. Now, my general assumption on all of these different ideas is that no one of them is entirely correct. Very rarely is a broad theory that tries to explain something 100% right, nor is it possible to demonstrate it, but they can demonstrate that yes, there are benefits or drawbacks to having it. 70 million years ago, an ancestor of you, yes, an unbroken parentage back to a shrew-like mammal on earlier Earth, simply lost the ability to make vitamin C, quite likely because it was tired of getting infected by worms. You know, there is an area of immunology where they believe that we have so many gosh darn autoimmune conditions because we had to survive stuff from the past. Yes, it's very possible that conditions like lupus and celiac could be prevalent because your ancestors survived plague. You might have eosinophilic asthma, where you start getting asthma attacks when you cough or laugh because you have eosinophils that are ready to fight parasites, and instead, they're just fighting you. Look, evolution doesn't try to get it right, it just tries to get it good enough, and good enough isn't always great. I hope you enjoyed this. Follow for more.